me. Let's go. Leave it to me. Let's go. Leave it to me. 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 Let's go. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Leave it to me. Station, what is up, everyone? always wonderful to hear that theme song, because I'm a little biased because my boy Phable, he's responsible for that theme song. Thank you so much. I'm always grateful for that one. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And of course, he's always, produced the music. Of course, my wife produced the whole theme and stuff like that, all the pictures and stuff. So Thanks to her. I always thank people like Manny, because Manny is my other producer. He does have a couple other videos he put together and stuff like that with Fable's music. And always grateful for those guys, man. I don't think my channel would be as cool without them. Of course, my channel would never be cool without my PCP Army Bad Batch members or celebrating with me and stuff like that. And of course, without my partner here, my man, Primetime. I got it right this time. Primetime Tom. Oh man. So I'm always excited to have you on here. Thanks for again doing this with me. Before we go anywhere else, I gotta ask you, how's your week, man? How you doing?
Well, it's been quite a week. I'm still dealing with getting old.
What?
I got
old?
Yeah, I got some back pain, some shoulder pain, but luckily I got a good doctor and some, pain meds, and woo, boy, woo.
Yeah, give it to me. Get some, get old. You know what I mean? Yeah, I heard you're not immortal. That's what I heard. I figured that out once I turned like in my mid-20s, when I think I was 24 when I had my first whiplash. And I was still pretty young, and I remember going after, like, one morning, when you wake up to do stuff like go to work so you can pay your bills and be responsible and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, stuff responsibility, that. Ooh. But we're Spider-Man fans, but we don't like responsibility, you know what I mean?
Great power thing.
Yeah, so I used to have the alarm clock, because wherever I'm sleeping, and away from me, because I used to do that thing people like doing, the snooze thing, and then you keep going, sleeping, snooze, and 2 hours later you're late, you know what I mean? So I used to keep it across the room, and I used to get up to turn it off to go to work, turn it off. But that morning, I got up, my head turned, but my body didn't. So I had a quick whiplash. So I couldn't work that day anyway. And I spent the day like this, looking at TV like this. You know what I mean? So yeah, getting older. When you get older, you realize you're not as immortal as you used to be. You're never immortal, but you feel immortal when you're younger, and you don't realize that. There's stuff like you have to adapt when you get older and all that, and if you don't, you're gonna pay for it. So here we go, doom and glooms on Championship Sunday. We're doom and gloom, and we're doom and gloom because it's Championship Sunday, and the Jets or the Seahawks are not in the championship weekend. So who cares?
What? Not the Seahawks too, man.
Not the Seahawks too. They used to be really good. They're not as good. And Pete Carroll, they fired their coach. How do you feel about that? They fired their coach. I guess eventually they're not immortal. They end up being fired. What do you think about that?
He's getting old, I mean, it's time for a new a new guy to take the wheel of the old pirate ship, if you know what I mean.
Take the ranks away. I guess, he is a little older, like not the situation the Steelers have with their coach. Tomlin is still a young dude. and he's been there for a long time, but they've never had a chance to rebuild their team. They're always winning, you know what I mean? And when they're not winning as much, like this season, like they're not as good. And when you allow a team to rebuild, that's what happens.
Yep.
But a coach like that, you keep him and rebuild with him. You know what I mean? That happened with the coach before. But it's the Steelers. Not everybody's that organization. Of course, if you're in New York, you last 2 or 3 seasons, and if you don't get it done, you're out the door. So
Yep.
what do I know? You know what I mean? But it's Championship Sunday. You know what I mean? You got the Ravens and the Chiefs going on. The Ravens are the heavy favorites. The champions are underdogs going into their home. I know this is Spider-Man talk, but it's Championship Sunday. I'll talk a little bit of football. But good luck to the Chiefs, Brother Joe and Bobby De La Ghetto.
Yep.
Always love rooting for their Chiefs. And even though, they won a couple of them, I still, happy for them. They waited a long time to have a great team.
Yeah.
A long, long time, and they got one. So, but the Ravens are looking really good. But no team is unbeatable, though. So we'll see. And of course, out the other end, you have the Detroit Lions, who've never been to the Super Bowl. I think they've been this far once or twice, maybe.
Yeah, once or twice.
Yeah, and I saw it coming because I saw how good they were last season, and they're really good. They're really good, but they have a tall order to go into San Francisco. The 49ers and Ravens are,
Yep.
They're the favorites, and I said that from the beginning of the play. Everybody saw who they think. I was like, 49ers Ravens look like they're really good. They look like they're set. They can get upset though. You have the champs on one end, and then you got the Cinderella story of the Detroit Lions on the other end. Can you imagine if you, instead of getting the Ravens or the 49ers, you end up getting Detroit and the Chiefs? Like,
or even worse, Dallas. Oh.
But Dallas is not in it though. They got eliminated. How about them Cowboys? You know what I
mean? Sorry, Bullseye Bob. Sorry.
That's right. He doesn't watch this. It's all good.
No, that's true. But Sleepy Reader does.
Mr. Fargate. You know what I mean? Mr. Fargate. Mr. I was counting my rings before, he was showing me 5 championship rings. He's like, I'm going to get my 6 this year. I'm like, ooh, you just cursed the team right there. But what do I know? And I know Robbie is a big Cowboy fan. That's the only one I might feel bad for. Even though he kind of gloats in his show with the how about them Cowboys thing, but he's messing around. But, hey, it is what it is, man. We have our teams. The Chiefs versus Detroit, people will probably be pissed because there'll be the Swifties versus the M&Ms. You know what I mean? So, Can you imagine that? But enough of that, man. We talked almost 10 minutes about football, but it's Championship Sunday. I had to talk about it. I can't wait for the games. Championship Sunday is usually my favorite weekend of the year, regardless if my team's in it or not. Not that the Super Bowl is it. That's the number one. There are times, it's been good lately. There are times that we get duds in the Super Bowl. A lot of times we get good championship games on the Sunday. So, Hopefully, good luck to all the combatants. And all that. And of course, I have to talk about my Knicks last night. They got another win, you know what I mean? Like 6 in a row. Like, they're legit, man. They a lot of people like, oh, where's the shoe gonna fall off? And I'm talking about Knicks fans saying this. Other outside, I don't listen to them because they're haters anyway. Jalen Brunson just keeps doing his thing. He's got this. They're obsessed with this 1A stuff, and he's not good enough for these ESPN guys and stuff like that. They want the cover names like Damian Lillard. I know he used to be one of your guys, the Blazer, but he hasn't been as good as Jalen. Then let's talk about this other guy who's had like double assists. Like wait, this other guy who used to say Jordan, which I agree, is better than LeBron, but now and the stats doesn't say everything, but now he's naming stats when it comes to a player of his own team. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm talking about Stephen A., one of the guys, but he I guess he doesn't want people to say, oh, you're a Knicks fan, that's why he's saying that, but come on, man. Give Jalen some love, man. He should have been voted in the All-Star. They blame the fans, but that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But my Knicks are really good. Julius got hurt. He dislocated his arm. I thought it was worse, so he might miss a couple of games. But
Oof.
those guys are really good, and I think they could take out anybody.
Yeah.
Are they? Maybe not. But with the new acquisition they got, and people are worrying about the bench, they might hopefully pick up somebody eventually. But the bench is flourishing little by little. Just gotta give them time. But they're really good, man. If the teams take them lightly, they're gonna get eliminated. But go Knicks, let's go. You know, and all that. That's our sports talks for the day. I know Eric is in the house. He probably left. More sports talk? Come on, guys. We're talking about Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Oh man. Station to everyone. Of course, we got
Station.
Nick Comic Culture Tailgating Station. Billy Power Max. What is up in the house? Creative director of the PCP crew. PCP Army. Love you, babe. Love you. Love you. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. I know you're busy. And of course, I just said Eric. This stash is in the
Station
house.
Maria. Station Eric.
I hope you're able to listen to most of this because I know you don't read the Spider-Man. But that gang war is really good. Some people might not like it, but a lot of people who have been reading have been actually enjoying it. So
yeah.
Keep on keeping on with it. But you know, it's been good, and I can't wait to cover that real quick. But before we get to that, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Ding, ding, ding that bell for notifications for future videos. You can get wonderful videos like this one. You can get wonderful videos from the PCP crew, from the PCP Army. All that. The links are down in the box below. You can check them out. And I usually like showing these in the beginning, so I'm still gonna do that. Some people do it at the end. Of course, I mentioned this, but of course I had an unboxing of you know, This Made Comics, Tales from the Town City #1, numero uno. So in case y'all missed it, y'all want to see that unboxing and stuff like that, check it out. My man Brandon Ingram doing his thing with his team and stuff like that, living his dream. You create your own books and you put it out there and people buying it on the Kickstarter. I think that's really damn cool. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You
yeah.
got your own stuff. My little logo, a little crooked there, but but I enjoyed doing the unboxing. And I'm still show the books today and the I'll show you where I call it. I'm gonna talk about it later because I know I get too excited and then you know, but you know what I'm talking about. But I'll show a little later. But great Kickstarter, and he's got a new project coming too. So he's not just doing what he's doing. He's got a new project coming. He's trying to get into Image or one of those big guys. You know what I mean? Hope Boom or somebody takes them because those are pretty fun. They're actually fun reads, and I'm all for fun reads. And of course, that was last week's Whiplash Wednesday. I'm returning again, 2 weeks in a row for another unboxing on Whiplash Wednesday. Because unboxing PCP Mystery Box, it's going to happen this Wednesday, 6 p.m. I already scheduled it. You can see it in my timeline. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while. I'm one of the last ones to get it all the time. But I know Robbie got nothing but love for me, so I always patiently wait, and I might get a little more surprises because I waited so long. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So check that out next Wednesday, and I'm gonna try to do more videos on Wednesday. Get my butt into Whiplash Wednesday more often because that's what I do, and hopefully every once in a while I have a guest or two. Eventually, you know what I mean? Maybe I could do that one day. Maybe Tom wants to go on there and just talk trash, you know what I mean? But I don't know if you want to talk trash, but that's not you. But and of course, next week we'll be back, same time, same channel. Cause oh no, wait, that's today. That's today. So I covered today. Today, this show is about that. But real quick, I'm gonna go to the gauntlet. A couple of other shows that's happened. You got on Tuesday nights, my man. Episode 26 happened last week. Supreme Clientele, you know what I'm saying? And wonderful show. My man Stu and Step kills it. They have their guests and stuff like that. So I don't know if episode 27 is happening this Tuesday, but it's always around anywhere between 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern, whenever they have it. Usually it's bedtime for me, but I try to watch at least some of it because I'm off the next day. And because Whiplash Wednesday, we always have a man, Nick Comic Culture, always putting up his best comics, his haul, and then of course he has his best comics of the week on Saturdays. You know what I'm saying? Saturday nights. Which I had that a little ahead of time, but I put it that there because Whiplash Wednesday and whatever his haul video comes out, he'll show you which books, most of the books that he's gonna cover on that Saturday. And of course, I usually do the crew show, but you got a couple of P2P Army Bad Batches in there, and Robbie's one of them too. So the nice little award show, unofficial and official is up in there. So on Thursday, check them out, on the Rewind and stuff like that. They always do their monthly comic book. Okay, I forgot to say the award-winning Robbie, pop culture philosopher, Mr. 6 awards. He says he has 6 a total. So,
Wow.
and of course, Friday nights, always exciting to announce. Always, my man, Friday night, playing Phable show and his amazing friends with Nick Comic Culture, and you know what I'm saying? Chet I Night was up in there. Dr. Doom's Club in there. Stu is another co-host now, and my man showed the Jedi guy. You think Jedi, you think he's gonna show some Star Wars, but not really. He showed some X-Men.
Oh yeah, that had some nice books.
Yeah. All the slabs. He had all key covers and all that, and the crew was like, all right, he said, tell me what number. Just give me a number, and they'll say like 30, and he'll pick up issue number 30, issue 111 or whatever it is. He'll just pop it up. It was like the funniest thing, the most amazing thing I've seen in a long time, and that was just a ball to watch that. Great show. Of course, they have great news, and of course, we were talking about it in the back, before we started in the green room, the whole Vince McMahon thing, and he's officially out for good, which is it's unbelievable. X'd out. I don't feel good. The way it happens stinks, but he did what he did and stuff like that. But I know a lot of fans are like, good riddance. And left it to Triple H, which he's doing a great job with the WWE, which the Royal Rumble was last night. And I know Brother Joe, who can't comment on my thing, I mean, he's probably watching, was excited to, for whatever, if anybody's watching this and you can't comment, I'm working on that. I don't know what to do and stuff like that. I try to look at all the settings and stuff like that. There are people that can't comment on the show, like in the chats right now. And all I can say, if you're watching this, I don't know why I did that, but if you're watching this, after the show's over, just comment on the show, like on the Rewind. If you're watching this on the Rewind, just comment on the show for me, so I can see who's on there. Maybe you're allowed to comment on that, and I can see like if I could click on your name and see if there's anything I could undo from there. So Brother Joe, if you're watching, try comment, have Miles help you or something like that, and comment on the Rewind on any of my videos, like current ones, so I can find you. And I want to check that out. So Two Gun, was it Two Gun? Two Gun? I think it's Two Gun Pedro. He pew pew. He can't comment on my thing, so I'm gonna just do a pew pew because it's not fair.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be able to do that on my show. Pew pew.
Pew, pew.
But if you watch any of the guys, just comment on my videos. It's not a ploy to comment on my videos, you know what I mean? I don't get a lot of comments anyway, but I get a lot of my homies comment, which I always appreciate. But I just want to like see if I could do it there. I'm gonna have to send somebody, a help desk or somebody of either. It's probably from YouTube. It's probably mainly YouTube. I'm not StreamYard, so because I still use StreamYard. I don't have the 1K like these guys got, you know what I mean? Ooh, Mr. I'm almost 2K over there, Mr. Nick. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so proud of him. But and of course Robbie's like the pre-speed stay amazing. But yeah, so like leave the comment and stuff like that to see. I know we're going 20 minutes in, but I have to make sure, that we get that settled, because that bothers me. Because I don't want to like delete this and then lose all my followings and stuff like that. Just start new. You know what I mean? But yeah, anybody who's trying to comment, leave me a comment there, or DM me. Like that's what Two Gun did. So DM me. We'll see if anybody else joined in. Oh, Perry is in the house. Yes, I love a good pew pew too, and I love a good Perry. So thanks for joining me, buddy. Joining me. Thanks for joining the chat. You know what I mean? Because you join me here, you join in the chat, you're joining me. You know what I mean? The deep state is after Herm. Okay. The Knicks are good, but they have Patrick Ewing. Yeah, that was years ago, but yeah. But thank you, Billy. But yeah, so like I'm gonna try to get to the bottom of that comment thing because I have to have my man Brother Joe in the chat. You know what I mean? I like to go, Brother Joe, you're the American hero. You know what I mean? And I love it when Bobby's in the chat. I know he can still chat, but you know, he's probably busy and stuff like that. You know, they got their breakfast thing going, so I understand. So but yeah, so all that gone. Did I go through the whole gauntlet of people who having shows? Yeah, I said the Blame Phable show, and then I have one more. My man Taqi 616. Happy Saturday mornings, guys. You know what I'm saying? I need a good thumbnail, a generic thumbnail for every show, in case like I can't find a thumbnail or something. Like my wife used to make them. Maybe I have to have her make them again. But generic thumbnails. But my man Taqi always putting awesome. I know he said he's running out of hauls or something like that. But keep on coming whenever you can, man. We love your haul videos and stuff like that. And yeah, a lot of times I watch on the TV, and you can't really comment on the TV. So I wait till I get to my phone to leave a comment. But I love watching all the content. Anybody from the PCP crew, PCP Bad Batch, all of them guys, all of them. Check them out, bro. They're worth it. You know, right? And my man Tom, Comic Tom. Look at me, my man Comic Tom. I said it again, guys.
Comic Tom, what?
Comic Tom's in the house. You know what I'm saying? Primetime Tom, member of the all important comic crew. You know what I'm saying? So the PCC up in the house. You know what I'm saying? I want to get Bob on here one day. Not Spider-Man. Maybe we talk about because I don't think we ever talked about Born Again.
Yeah.
The show's coming. So I'm gonna hit him up. Maybe one day by the end of February, if we're consistent, we'll be caught up. Maybe we could do Born Again with him and stuff like that. Get him on. You know what I mean? Continue that because when he came out with Rest in Peace Sam and all that, it was awesome to have him on with Sam and stuff like that. So I'm sure he won't mind, but I know he's a busy man, so we try to get him up here and do some Born Again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe we can trash the Dallas Cowboys while we're at it. Oh no way!
Oh no, that's not that won't get him on here, man. Ooh, you might open up a can of worms over there. You know, I don't even want to. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, finally, 25 minutes in, finally, we're gonna get to why we're here, and I'm gonna give you the right away because we're gonna cover the first issue of the day. Which hold on, I gotta change something in the background. I got the old logo in the background. Sorry, change. Hold on, give me a sec. I'll put this one. Yeah. So right here.
Do you have a different cover?
Yep. You have one of the covers.
Yeah.
Nice variant cover there.
Yeah.
And then I have the John Romita cover. I think this is.
Oh, that's right.
The John Romita cover. Which one cover yours is? Is the John Romita?
Yeah, I got the
Jr.
I got the Joey Vasquez with Julian Shaw, or yeah, this is the Vasquez, or however you say it, Vasquez.
Sweet. That's a hot cover, man.
My apologies, Joey, if you're out there.
Yeah, man. Yo, Station to Stu, what's up, man? Always. Sorry for what, man? I'm happy to see you on here. For however long you hang out. My man Sleepy's in the house. Talk about
what?
Portland Comic Crew. It's like we called him in. You know what I mean? We said Portland
Station,
Comic Crew.
Damien.
Station, what is up, my man? But see, even Damien's excited for it.
Yeah.
gang war. See
So we
what it's
got
all about.
First
Man,
Strike.
Tom, gonna cover this. You know what I mean? Prime time. Let's go.
We got old Zeb Wells with Cody Ziegler.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cody Ziegler, which is the Miles Morales writer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And he's doing a fantastic job with Miles and stuff. Miles' run has been good all around. And I think the Miles tie-ins were good too. You know what I'm saying? So keep on, do your thing.
All right. So we up to basically I like to call it the war room of the different gangs, and we've got the Owl going on a rant. Like, I'm at the territories. He's like, okay, who the bleepity bleep ran me out of Red Hook? And I think it's Crime Master. I don't know, the guy that looks like one of the dudes from I can't remember what that was, but anyway, the dude in the mask is like, man, my partnership with AIM is strictly defensive and mercenary. We're open for business. He's like, you want to know also? Little Bird told me you might want to look north to Harlem.
And that's the Crime Master. I'm sorry.
Crime Master. Yeah. And this one chick is like, sitting next to, of all people, Shang-Chi appears out of nowhere.
Shang-Chi? What the hell is he doing here?
Yeah, Mr. Negative. He's like, telling Yulani, he's like, what the heck? He's like, what is Shang-Chi doing here? And Shang-Chi's like, I'm here representing the 5 Weapon Society. We're looking for opportunities in New York. We only ask nicely once. Wait a minute, are you showing the picture of me? And then the other guy, I can't remember his name. He's like, this is kind of ironic how the boogeymen always live in Harlem, huh? He's like, quit dreaming before you mess your bed, He's like, Man of Mask is gone. Hammerhead took care of her. He's like, you got anything to say about that? And speaking of Hammerhead, he's like, Hail Hydra. He's like, is that what your friends say, isn't it? Or did you think your little partnership flew under my radar? He's like, pretty suspicious. Man of Mask. Getting offed by one of the opposing groups. He's like, you better hope her daddy didn't find out about it. He would not be happy. And then Mariah's like putting her 2 cents in. She's like, I want Harlem. She's like, it's high time. I've been sitting here, since Tombstone got off. It's about time. Maybe I should take it. And Tombstone's all like, or not Tombstone, Hammerhead's all like, unknowns aren't good for business. I'm good for business. People know me. I'm Hammerhead. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, White Rabbit comes making an entrance. She's like, oh, we're late for a very dark, smoky date. Hammerhead's like, what the heck? What are you doing here, Rabbit? She's like, I'm just delivering a message. She's like, you look like you put your head in an ashtray. She's like, that's the message. He's like, aren't you supposed to be keeping an eye on Tombstone? He's like, and his daughter? And she's like, and then Janice burst into the room. She's like, she is. He's like, you don't have any business here, Janice. He's like, you don't deserve to have a seat at the table. She's like, oh, you want to make a bet? She's like, let me fix that for you. So she sits down, and Mariah, kind of, makes a quip at her. She's like, you just don't get to take a seat. She's backing up Hammerhead. And Janice is like, as long as my dad is down, I'm not going to let any of you vultures try to swoop in and steal his spot. And Hammerhead's like, oh, really, He says, I never meant to thank you for inviting me to your wedding. He's like, by the way, how's your fiancé Randy doing? She's like, I'm not here to talk about my personal life. She's like, excuse me? He's all like, well, says, he's like, sorry, Janice, but you're the daughter of Tombstone. I'm afraid you're going to have to because your boy, Randy, is trying to pass this law to make it legal for superheroes to put in on our business. He's like, I got a job for you if you want to take care of it. Take care of the one that's causing the major problem. You got to kill Randy. And she's like, oh no, I don't know. He's my fiance. I don't know if I can do this. And Hammerhead's all like, that's what I thought. It's like, don't let the door hit your rear on the way out. She's all like, contemplating. She's like, well, if I don't do this, then my daddy's gonna, they're gonna take over his territory. She's like, fine, give me 24 hours. She's like, nobody touched that bleeping seat. I gotta say that the art on this is really good, especially on the facial expressions of Hammerhead and kind of zooming in on his ashtray forehead. So we cut to our main Spidey chasing down Slider, or the Slide. Whoops, my bad.
Slide, yeah.
He's like,
Dan Slide character.
Yeah, he's like, come on, man. He's like chasing. He's like, I don't have time to be chasing you, Slide. And then he's all, Spidey's getting all, frustrated. He's like, ugh. He's like, if you don't have time for me, I don't have time to put up with this. How about you? Do you have time to put up with 2 Spider-Men? He's like, whoa, wait a minute. He's like, 2 Spider-Men. And then you got you got Miles. And he's like, and Slide's like, seriously? Like, really? 2 Spider guys? And they're both like, come on, Slide, just go away. We don't have time to mess with you. And he's all like, well, catch as catch can, Spider nerds. And, Peter's like, you have a catchphrase now? He's like, whatever. And then, Miles is like, I'm sick of this. So he busts out his sword and basically slices and wrecks Slide. And Slide's like, where did you get a sword? What the heck? Since when does a Spider-Man have a sword? And Peter's all like, he's all like looking at Miles like, what? Since when do you have a sword? Miles like, Pete, a lot's happened for, since you were gone for 6 months. I had to come in and come to the rescue and come to your aid. He's like, why did you ghost me? I didn't hear from you. He's like, you haven't been a really good friend, Pete. He's like, you need to step up. He's like, you need to remember that with great power comes great responsibility. And Peter's like, man, I needed a good butt whooping. Miles pretty much put it into perspective. So then we cut back to Mayor Luke Cage's office. He's on the phone with Randy. And Randy's all like, you really got to help me push this thing, get this law passed. We got to oppose what Fisk put in and make heroes legal again. And, Luke Cage is all like, what is this ruckus? What am I hearing in the background? He's like, what do I have to do about this? He's like, what is that noise? And Randy's all like, well, that's all the protesters. And they're all chanting, Fisk stupid lies past its prime. Kingpin should have stuck to crime. Yeah, let me cut to Hammerhead with this little side piece girl. She's all like, like trying to be positive. She's like, man, look at all those protesters, wanting their heroes back. Hammerhead's all like, yeah, they're making some noise, all right. She's like, so what are you gonna do about this? It's like, what do you think? What we always do? Find the one making the noise. So we cut to Randy running down like an alley or something. He's like, each and every one of us deserves a chance to use our superpower, the power to vote. And Hammerhead's all like, these people are only brave because they don't think being brave has a cost. And then, boom, 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 Janice comes flying out of nowhere. Randy's like, Janice, what are you doing here? She's like, Randy, you need to really take a step back. You need to, cut this out. So she basically slams him into a wall, just bloodies him up. He's like, what are you doing? What? She's like, oh, poor little Randy almost married a thug and murderer, like my father. She's like, no, don't. He's like, but you're my fiance. He's like, yeah, you're not a killer, but I bet whoever sent you is. And then Hammerhead's little side piece is like, this ain't right, you know? This is just not right. How could you go and put a hit or send Janice to kill her poor little boyfriend? She's like, it would just take a cold heart soul to do that. He was like, no. It would take a cold soul to do that. Don't worry yourself, though, little side piece. I know Janice. That Janice, she's not gonna do anything. She's a wuss. And she's like, and that side piece is like, oh my god, if she's not gonna do it, she's like, are you the one that's gonna off him? And he's like, oh, ho, ho, ho. And the next thing you know, the hitmen come. They're like, you know, Randy, you should have stopped when you were ahead. And they open fire. And then meanwhile, back at Luke Cage's office.
You missed the part where she's like in front of him and he goes.
Oh yeah. She's like, Randy. He's like, look out.
He's like, look out, you son of a. I added the son of a, of course.
Then you cut back to Mayor Luke Cage's office. And then comes Spidey.
Mayor Cage. Get it right. Mayor Cage.
And, Mayor Cage is all looking sad, like something had just happened. And then Spidey's all like totally oblivious. He's like, dude, we need to talk about Randy. And he's like, Spidey, we'll do everything we can. He's like, well, that's what I'm here about. He's like, you know, Randy's been sitting here on the sidelines and I haven't been heroing enough. You know, I want to help. And Luke Cage is like, well, no one told you about what happened? He's like, told me what? And his spider senses are like tingling. Then back at a hospital where Tombstone is. As Randy's dad. God, I feel so bad forgetting his name.
Robert.
Oh yeah, Robert. So he's sitting there, kind of by Tombstone's bed, you know, and this nurse busts in. She's like, "Oh my God, Mr. Robertson, you're okay? Oh my gosh!" She's like, "The admittance papers, I must have misread them." She's like, "It's a different Robertson." He's like, "Who?" She's like, "Oh no, somebody named Randy." So he's just, you know, panicked. He scurries down the hall. Next thing you know, yep. Oh no, my son! And pretty much Randy trying to save Janice from instant peril. He's laying there, bleeding for life. And Mr. Robinson's like, he's like, what the heck are you doing here, Janice? She's like, but I want to help. He was protecting me. He jumped in front of me. He's like, help? He says, anytime you put on that stupid costume, he's like, get the hell out of here. Get away from my son. And the medic staff is like, man, he's bleeding. He's losing blood big time. We got to get him into a room now. And then, back at Hammerhead Haven, we got Hammerhead all strutting around, showing his biceps, you know, to the side piece. And she's all like looking at it. He's all looking at, you know, man, a mask. And she's like, you kept your mask? He's like, well, what do you want? You know, he's like, you don't win a lot of trophies in my line of work. When you take a hit on somebody, you got to keep a trophy. He's like, now get your pretty face over here. So I can give you some loving. Next thing you know, he grabs her. She's like, you know, people liked him. That's all I'm saying. You know, you shouldn't have shot that kid. He's like, what do you think? What do you think about asking me a question like that? Are you scared or are you awake? And he just knocks her to the ground. He's like, right. And that doesn't matter. And she's like, ah. And he's all like, you know, power hungry. So, like, yeah, that's the difference between me and you. You're on the ground and I'm up here. He's like, that's why I'm in charge. All those psychos in the back room wanted to kill each other. So if it wasn't for me, there wouldn't be any order. And next thing you know, she's going for what looks like a steel pipe of some kind. He's like, hey, what are you doing back there? Next thing you know, bang, bang, boom. Speaking about taking a hit, man, she's taking a hit. The old hammerhead boy just beating the crap out of him, blood gushing everywhere. She's like, I thought a little adamantium and magic would get through that thick skull of yours. He's like, no, stop. She's like, yeah, actually, it's a femur. I'll show you where I got it for a little later. And she's just sitting there like Carrie from Stephen King, dripping blood.
I don't think I've seen this much gore on a Spider-Man book.
I
You know what
know.
I'm saying? I know it's not in the official line, but it's connected to it.
Oof, man.
Gore up in there.
Talk about some carnage. Absolute carnage. Next thing you know, Beetle buzzes in. They're Janice. She's like, wait a minute. I recognize you. Weren't you at my wedding? Weren't you Hammerhead Boy's side piece? She's like, wait a minute. She's like, yeah. She's like, well, yeah, I was a date. She's like, but I wasn't the hired hand. That was the poor soul that I, paid to play me. She's like, oh my God, you're Madame Mask? She's like, that's right, little girl. She says, but Hammerhead, he didn't know that he told me everything. He told me his plans. Every blood feud he'd stoked. Every gangland alliance. He set them all up. And now I'm going to make my play. Now it's time to knock them all down.
Oh, she looks scary, bro.
Yeah, oh man.
I was like, is this a Spider-Man book? Again, is this a Spider-Man book?
And the next thing you know, it's like, she's like, I don't care about that. She's like, he almost had my boyfriend offed. He's like, he shot Randy Robertson. She's all like, eyes glowing with her mask on. She's like, child, you have so much to learn about gang war. She says, word's going to spread that I took Hammerhead out. She's like, moves are going to be made. She's like, but don't be fooled. It is greed, an opportunity for expanding. An opportunity brings opportunists. She's like, you're too young to remember the last land grab. And it kind of takes little snippets of Ringmaster and the Rose. Kind of back to the prior gangland times. And Janice is all like, you want war? She says, sweet little Janice, don't you see? They all want war. She says, I'm just giving it to them. I'll give them so much, they won't even begin to realize when I start to take things from them. Man, Madame Mask is just sinister, man.
Mm-hmm. She's not playing.
She is not playing around. And then back at McCarthy Medical Institute, Spidey comes in. He's like, Robbie, I'm so sorry what happened. I should have been there. He's like, Spidey, you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here trying to play hero. If you were a hero, you would have been there. He says, you know what you got to do right now? He's like, don't waste my time. He's like, you need to get out there, find out who took my son. Who shot my son. Next thing you know, boom, boom. And there's fires and explosions. And they're both like, what the hell? And next thing you know, you just see total carnage. You got these Hulk dudes like in there doing a beatdown. You got Mr. Negative and Shang-Chi. You got these dudes slicing and dicing. You got the Ringmaster. You got, they're all like, pretty much have to kill each other.
Shooting each other down.
Some really good artwork, action artwork there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Madame Mask, all, all telling Janice. Janice is all like trying to put her foot down. She's like, you know, like I said before, if anybody tries to take over Daddy's Harlem, they're gonna hear about it from me. And Madame Mask is like, you better hurry, dear. Everybody's coming after Harlem. She's like, we'll see. And Madame Mask is like, yes, we will. And then she's on the phone to her boy Shotgun. She's like, where'd it go? And then back at Luke Cage's office, he's all like, you know, trying to get his men to get the police all, you know, gathered up. He's all like, let's get all the manpower we can get. Spidey comes out again. He's like, Luke, we need to talk. He's like, then talk. He's like, it's bad out there. Civilians are at risk, all of them. We need to put this fire out. And we need to do it fast. And Luke is like, you know, before I would have kept the police out of your way, but not anymore. He's like, do what you got to do. And Peter's like, what do you mean my way? He's like, our way. And then it cuts to him doing the swing, the thwip. He's like, dee, 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 dee. He's like, I need a team. To be continued in issue 39.
Yeah.
Woo, man.
Woohoo!
What
That
a
was-
ride.
Yeah,
Woo.
man.
And that twist
That-
with Madame Mask, man, the side piece. Woo!
It's like, yeah, man. Like I said, there's a reason why they're showing her all the time. I mean, usually something like that they'll show quick, but she was in the background the whole time. Like that should have been
Yeah.
ever since the wedding, and that happened during the summer. Well, not the timeline, but you know when the issue came out, and yeah, man, she was no joke in this one, and man, I enjoyed the heck out of it. I like the map they showed of all the territories.
Yeah, that was
Make it a
cool.
quick solo. All the territories that have been taken over. They show you everybody's territory there. You see where everybody's at. You see what Tombstone is formerly and stuff, where they're trying to take over. You see Owl, Black Mariah, Crime Master, Hammerhead, all that. The Rose. I didn't even know Hobgoblin had a territory, but he does. But
Yeah.
I should know. He's in Brooklyn right now. Miles
Mhm.
has a problem with him. So,
Yep.
in his book. So yeah, man, I enjoyed it. When I was just gonna read because a lot of people didn't know. Let me like put you back in there. A lot of people didn't know that there was this issue. You know what I'm saying? I remember telling Phable. I don't think he didn't even know neither that Gang War started with a start. You know, a preview. Not preview. What do you call this? Not the prelude, but it's like an alpha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though they didn't say it's an alpha, but it's Gang War's first strike. So, boom, it starts with this one, and yeah. So I was like, I had to get this one because this is the start. So I was like, I'll get this one,
Mhm.
all the amazings, and I'm already getting the Miles ones too. I read
Yeah,
those.
What's the other one? She-Hulk and Daredevil, I think. And Shang-Chi, I think, are the other.
No, Spider-Woman.
Oh, Spider-Woman?
Daredevil.
Okay,
Yeah.
Spider-Woman, yeah.
But I wasn't gonna get all the tie-ins. Probably got the Spider-Woman one because every time she comes out, I get her issues. But then I freaking enjoy the heck out of this one, and yeah, you'll see what I did later. But but I enjoy the heck out of it. I enjoy I don't think I've ever read the original Gang War. I
Yeah.
was too young for that one. And I have the issues. I just never went back to read them. And I never had the issues as a kid, at least what I think. But, you know, so I can't judge for that one. But I kind of enjoyed it, like with Luke Cage being the mayor and all that, and the whole superhero thing, situation, all that. It kind of came into play in this Gang War stuff, and it worked. The whole story together, it worked. You know, this is part of the Zeb Well runs I could say we've been enjoying the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I speak for both of us because we both been enjoying the most. Like the limbo stuff is on and off, and it's just like when
Yeah.
it gets to this part, um, I love the whole, bring Hammerhead, which is a, legendary. It's called a B lister when it comes to villains, but you bring him in, and then you bring. The only thing I didn't like was Miles Morales, like getting on Peter a little bit, talking about his responsibility stuff, him not being there, kind of stuff. When he's going through the same thing, like
Yeah.
he knows what it is. Like he's not there a lot of times for a lot of things too, with his home family. That he has a full family. You know what I mean? So I was like, I understand he's young, but like he has some experience that he goes that hard on Peter. Like maybe he'll say a few things, but I don't see him really saying. That's the only thing that's like I don't agree with this right here. Like, will he really say that kind of stuff? But I understand they're trying to be dramatic and stuff. Like, did you feel the same way when he said that?
Yeah, I thought that was a little over the top. I'm like, what? I'm like,
Yeah,
Miles understands more than you know.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And like I say, even though he's young, he's he's been at it for a couple of years now. So
hmm
um, there's always gonna be an explanation when you're a Spider-Man, and he's a Spider-Man too. So um, that's my only gripe. But besides all of that, man, great start. And then like I apologize, but I read ahead to the next issue, and then because at the time like we haven't been doing shows for a while, I was like I could be talking good about it. I had to read it, so I read this in the next issue, but I didn't finish the run because now we're covering it. So now I'm gonna wait for the ending's gonna be when we cover it. So like the way I mapped it out, like we'll do the next two next week, which is let me see if I can find her here.
39 and
I'll
40.
announce, yeah,
Yeah,
39 and 40. I'll announce it later, and then we keep rock and roll. Next week we'll do those two. The week after, the next two, because I think there's four Amazing Spider-Man's issue out right now. So by the time we get to the end, there'll probably be maybe one or two more issues out. The Gang War doesn't really officially end till like first week of March. I think the last book, which is I think the Daredevil book, is the last one, but I'm not sure. Or maybe they added another book because they couldn't finish, or something like that. I heard. But overall, if I'm gonna give this one a grade, this one was so good, so good. I won't give it the full 5. I'll give it
ooh,
a 4.9, like close
wow.
to a 5. Close. You know what? Never mind. You know what? We're not technical raiders. You know what I'm saying? Raiders. We're not the Raiders neither, but but you know what I'm saying? I'll give it a 5. The heck with it. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Give it a 5. See, it was a fun overall. You got what you're gonna get out of this. You got the twist with the Madam Mask, which some people got, some people didn't. And of course you got an advertisement of our next issue in the back, so
Oh,
that gave
yeah.
it the extra point, you know what I mean? So I'll give it a 5. The heck with it. Overall, great, great. Can't wait to see Luke Cage and all that do their thing and what they do all around the city, because the entire city is red. You know what I mean? It's like holy mackerel. So like the cops can't cover all. Like Luke Cage said in the book, the cops can't cover everywhere. So it's cold red everywhere. So they need the heroes, and now they have to look the blind side to have the heroes help them, which is pretty cool. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Which
So
is
5. I get a 5. What
which
happened?
is cool because we're all used to the like magical, mystical type stuff, and the adventure style, not the street level gritty, which is awesome to see more of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
So what do you grade it?
I was thinking of giving it the perfect 5 too. It blew me away. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, what else would you
Definitely,
want?
definitely leaps and bounds over Nick Spencer.
What? Who? But yeah, like I had that one thing with Miles, and that's what put it down. But now that we talk about it here, it put it back into a 5 for me. So it's our grading system. What the heck, you know what I mean? If you enjoy stories and having fun, read it. I'm not saying if you don't like it, you don't enjoy that stuff. I'm not one of those guys, but
Yeah, yeah.
it was a fun read, very fun. You know what I mean? And enjoy the heck out of it. So can't wait to continue on with this with you. And yeah, man. So that issue is on the wraps. So oh yeah, look, I found them. They put right there. So yeah. So next time we cover it, we're gonna cover issue 39, the J.R. cover, and issue 40, J.R. cover. So
Oh.
we're gonna keep on keeping on with these.
Yeah,
These
I was gonna
issues.
say my 39 got kind of like wrinkled and stuff. I think it has like a watermark on it. But then I remembered that I got the foil
Ooh, I
Patrick
love
Gleason,
foil.
the foil
Yeah.
Patrick Gleason one. Yeah.
Lucky dog, you.
So
Nice.
39 is gonna be my beater reader copy.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Um,
And then there's
yeah, it's
this
probably 39 is probably the
ultimate.
one you're covering. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let me take a sip. We're gonna take a sip.
Yeah, I wasn't too and enthused about this cover, but the more I looked at it and thought
It's a
about it,
nice cover.
I was like, that's actually pretty cool.
Hold on, let me give you the bigger. Oh, no, there you go. I saw that cover with this cover, the A cover, and I
Hmm.
almost grabbed that one too. And only because like when I went to the shop, I bought another issue. Because sometimes like when I see two variants, but I see another issue that I don't have or I want to read, I'll go with the one I didn't read more than
Hmm.
that I could read instead of two of the same covers, two of the same books,
Yeah,
different covers. But I almost grabbed that one. I like that one.
yeah,
Um,
that's why because they sold out so fast that I went ahead and pre-ordered issues 2 and 3
See,
through.
Eric likes it too. See?
I think it was like some place called Gold Apple Comics or something online. So they also have
Oh,
pre-orders for. They
Golden
have
Apple.
pre-orders for issue 4 already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Yeah,
dang.
yeah, yeah. People are getting on it now. Like I kind of knew it was gonna happen. I already knew once I saw the team, Hickman
Hmm.
and Cheto. I knew it, so I kind of like pre-ordered it online just in case. But I didn't pre-order the A cover. I pre-ordered a couple of the other covers, so I'm not gonna see it till another few days because it's a monthly thing. And I forgot to add this cover to my list on my shop, and I sold out everywhere until I found one shop in Long Island, here in Long Island, that had a couple of covers left. They had your cover, they had another cover, I forgot the cover, and then of course they had this cover, which I was so happy to find an A cover
Yeah.
there when I found it. And oh, they had the Stagman cover, which I pre-ordered ahead of time, so I should be getting the mail, but I feel like, man, I should have grabbed it. It was right there in my face, just in case. If anything, I would have sent it to, because I was thinking of grabbing another cup, go and get it again, but it's probably gone for Phable because he missed out on it. But people in the community, probably did like ghetto, found them a cover, and of course, I think the stash got him a couple of issues too, a couple of covers too. So they bailed them out. Bailed them out. I say that as like it's a bad thing, but they helped them out, and yeah, blew me away. Loved it. Hickman, Tachero, come on. You know what I mean? Just worth any covers you got of it. You know what I mean? I think Nick said he got all the covers or something like that. But
What?
yeah,
Mm,
my man John comes with Kid Station. What's up, man?
Asian.
Station. But yeah, man, we're gonna start digging into this one. But I'm glad you were able to find it. But like I said, I was gonna find one for you, and good thing like you found it. I was gonna find one for you and Fable. I was looking for both, and
Yeah, I found one. I found a cool one. It looks like like the old style. Remember the old X-Men video game?
mhm, mhm,
But again, I found a cover. I think it was for like a specialty cover for each. Some comic shops can get their own cover made.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I'm waiting on for that to come. But I'll definitely show that in a future show and tell.
Heck yeah. I'm probably gonna get the. I don't always do that, but I'm probably gonna get the reprint of the cover. Like, I'm probably get that one too. Cause like I said, I enjoyed it. My man Perry said he's listening. Ultimate Spider-Man Book of the Year, man.
Oh yeah.
So far, yeah, yeah. Which I have a gripe with one of my boys who didn't make it their pick of the week, but I won't say his name. He put Transformers, you know what I mean? Which I love the Transformers series. Don't get me wrong, it is really good. The fourth issue was really good too, but Hickman and Shadow? Come on, man. Come on. Clearly I'm just a hater since I didn't love you didn't love it. Wow. It's not
Oh
many
my.
of yous? Wow. Alright. It's to each his own, I guess, man. But at least you're strong enough to tell people that,
Yeah.
Brave enough. There you go. That's strong. Brave enough. But yeah, okay. But yeah, I'm gonna go through it. We'll probably tell you why we loved it. They went back, like kind of like back to the basic, but not really. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing. I'm gonna go through it right now, and then we'll explain more about it later. But I just love the heck out of it.
Yeah.
Shadow part 7 out of 10. Hickman 5. Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna go through it, and then I'll explain what I like the best. But
Hey, at least
the
they
heck with it.
at least
Go
they
ahead.
didn't let Nick Spencer write it.
Who? But I like the Jonah Jameson thing. He captured Jonah Jameson pretty well in here. Of course, captured MJ great. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I like the whole thing. I like how he captured and who was still alive, who was not, and all that. It's a different. What if he never got bitten by the spider? And this is pretty much what it is. You know what I mean? So I enjoy the heck out of it. So I'm gonna go through it like we always do. As of course it says right here, explains to you. 20 years ago, the Maker prevented a radioactive spider from biting a young Peter Parker. He likewise prevented the creation of any other superhero and formed a secret council to rule the world from the shadows. When Tony Stark learned the dark history of his universe, he sought to undo it, prompting the Maker's Council to attack Manhattan, killing thousands. Frame Starks for it. Peter Parker has lived his life unaware of the Maker's Council or the truth behind the spider, but it is about to change. Let me take a quick sip. Of course, Jonathan Hickman, Marcus Cheto is in the house. Of course, it shows it's January, you know what I mean, in the city of New York, stuff like that, and Peter's like, someone goes, Peter, you're not getting any younger, and goes to the next one where he's just in the room chilling, you know what I mean, like thinking, posturing, and it shows him this normal everyday things, take off his ring and stuff like that. And he goes, morning guys, and you get a chance to see the family up in the house. You know what I'm saying? So we got a beanie MJ and a mini Peter up in there. and she's like, Dad, and he's like, hey Dad, you sound tired. Late night? He's like, yes, Richard. So named him Richard. Yes, Richard, it was. What are we eating, Mary? May? So he calls her May. So we got a May Day on another version, and she's called May too. So it's pretty cool. And she's like, it's bacon. And says, Mom made extra. It's over by the thing. He's like, nice. Did she also happen to? And he's like, yep, in the pot. Thank God for Mom. And she's like, thank God for coffee. And of course, everybody's maybe the most popular image of this book. And he's like, and I gotta say, Tiger, you look like you need it. And boom. I think this is like, they probably do a variant cover with just that. Because everybody was loving this MJ right here. Looking damn fine. And love it. Man. So he's like, morning, MJ. That bad? And she's like, a little rough around the edges. I didn't hear you come to bed. He's like, it was late. I didn't really sleep. She's like, didn't sleep or couldn't sleep. And he's like, a little both. And she's like, that's to be expected, right? Today is, well, you know. He's like, uh-huh. Not a toy kiddo. And she's like, you want to talk about it? He's like, yes, I do. And he's like, but right now, I gotta run. I promise. I head into the office, and then we have the thing. But yes, we'll talk about it later. Count on it. And the reason why I read the whole thing is pretty important in the issue. And he's like, well, right, bye guys, and bye dad. So, you know, he's off to his everyday thing. And he goes to the office. He sees Betty. He says, hello, Betty. And the word on that, and all we hear is, Parker! Parker! So I'm already in. I'm already in with the Parker. Oh, man. And he says, oh, hey there, Peter. So he's not yelling at Peter Parker. And he's like, morning, boss. How are? And he's like, no time. Parker. And he yells again. And he yells louder, Parker. And lo and behold, we see Uncle Ben up in the house. And my man Uncle Ben is still alive. Remember, Peter didn't get bitten, so the whole thing didn't happen with the robbery and all that stuff like that. He didn't stop. He didn't like bother to be like, oh, I'm not gonna stop you, and then that happens. You know what I mean? So he goes, my ears work fine, Jonah. There's no need to yell. So no matter what, Jonah's still yelling at Parker. He's still yelling it out, which is awesome. And he's like, then why didn't you answer? He said, because you were yelling. So Ben's like, kind of answers for someone who's yelling. He's like, yeah, but I only yell because you're old and I worry you can't hear. Mr. I mean, he ain't that much younger than him, but you know. He's like, what? And Jonah's like, exactly. And that Jonah right there. That's Jonah right there. And Ben's like, is there something you need, Jonah? And he's like, our meeting at 4. I just found out that the money is insisted all of the management be there. But I know you got your thing, and I can try to push it back if you need me to. And he's like, Ben's like, it's not a problem. I'll be back. And he's like, okay, here's your guy. And Peter comes out of nowhere. Hey, Ben, ready to go? And he's like, I'm ready in 15 minutes. He's like, well, it's probably because I was neither on time nor early. Because that's what Ben says. Why you're late. And, you know, he says a smart remark like that. He's like, you know, he's neither on time or late. So he's like in between. So no matter what, Peter's still being late. He's not even Spider-Man. And he's still being late. That's pretty cool. And of course, Ben's like, that's cute. And Jonah's like, kids these days, always being cute, always being clever. And Ben's like, not clever enough to show up on time, but clever nonetheless. So he ends up going, and Peter's like, you guys should have your own show. Him and Uncle Ben. He's like, why would we need that? We have our own paper. He's like, and Ben's like, all right, Jonah, I'll be back in 4. See you then. And then Jonah says, Peter, hold on a sec. Where's your tie? He's like, I don't actually wear a tie. I never have. I don't even own one. And Jonah's like, you have to wear a tie. Take your jacket off. You know what I mean? How do you think he's doing? And Peter asks Jonah, and Jonah's like, have I ever told you how much we love to sit around and talk about our feelings? Your uncle and I? He's like, yeah, but how do you think he's doing? He's like, your uncle is the toughest son of a gun I've ever met. Asking if he's okay, it's kind of like asking about the durability of stone or some other geological remnant of another time. He's like, saying that, how about you and I, regardless of how it appears he's doing, keeps a close lookout for any cracks we might see. Can we agree to that, Peter? And Peter's like, yeah. I think it's hard for me to do Jonah for this long. He's like, all right, all done. And while you're not respectful, at least you look respectable. And he's like, thanks. If you really want to know how your uncle is doing, you could always just ask. He's like, okay, Peter. And he's like, and Jonah's like, and Peter, I'm gonna want that back. So he gave him his tie, but he's like, you better give it back to me, kind of thing, like get your own tie, kind of thing. Let me take a quick sip because doing Jonah is not, it's kind of rough. But and so you see them strolling through the city. I'm not gonna go word for word, but of course, and in this life, there's a big event that happened between Tony Stark, as you explained in the beginning, where disaster happened and lives were lost. So they were going to this memorial, and as they go through, Peter's asking Uncle Ben, like, "Are you all right?" Because he's still mourning the death of May. May had passed away in that whole event that happened, and Uncle Ben tells him, when you lost your parents when you were young, you know what I'm saying, and we took you on when you were 15, I think it says here. You never really got I don't know if Tom's gonna I'm going solo till he comes back, but you really you never lost. You think about them every day ever since, no matter how many years has passed. And he's like, yeah. So he's like, I lost my wife. You know what I mean? How you think I'm feeling? Because he's asking how he feels and stuff like that. So he pretty much squashes the whole conversation there eventually. And, you see them hanging out. And you see everybody gathering in this memorial. And as keep on keeping on, you see the names. Like you usually see, like when you go to the city, you see all the 911 stuff in the Freedom Tower. It's kind of like that kind of thing. You see May Parker, and then of course you see on the other side Emily and Norman Osborn. So it's pretty interesting. You got Matt Murdock explaining events and stuff like that. So Tony Stark is the enemy here. Like everybody thinks it was his fault and stuff like that. Not, Mr. Maker, you know what I mean? So as they go on, you see Norman's son, Harry Osborn. And he starts talking about, yeah, it's hard, me and my father we used to play catch. We didn't love baseball, but I love that baseball was the whole world at the time, and that he put up the world. That meant the world to me, that he put off the whole world to play catch with me. I was the most important part, and now I don't get to have moments like that. And it was pretty touchy. And of course, you see a face while he says that. And the final thing, I'll read that. It's just not enough. And I'm not sure any of us should be expected to live with it. And the screens and everything. There were screens and everything. If you're familiar with 911 and stuff like that, reminiscent of that just a little bit, which is kind of sad, But, keep on keeping on. And of course, into the next page, while it's over, and you see like someone goes, well, MJ's like, except for the bit at the end, I thought that went pretty well. He's like, have you ever met the guy? He's like, yeah, once. We're talking about Harry. And then it seems like a different person, but completely different circumstances. And of course, he's shaking Ben's hand because they both lost loved ones. And he's like, Ben told me he interviewed his father quite a few times. Oh, my bad. Here we go. He says, we kind of met quite. Where was I up to? Crap, I lost the spot. Okay, he interviewed his father quite a few times over the years, but he never got to even hint of Norman Osborn, who Norman Osborn really was. Billionaire businessman, ruthless competitor, founder of Oscorp Industry, and loving father. You never know, I guess. He's like, I guess maybe anybody. Anyways, you guys headed back home, and then of course they're going home and all that. He's like, I'll meet you back later, and they're like, and the kids are like, bye, Dad. You know what I mean? And back at the Daily Bugle.
Oh, hell's breaking loose. No.
You're right. All hell's breaking loose. He's like, what the? And you see Jonah yelling in the background. He's like, I quit. So Jonah quit. Uh-oh. You know what I mean? He storms out of there, and then he takes a quick look to Ben, and Ben looks at him. You know, I'm enjoying that him and Ben has this connection kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's pretty damn cool. He goes, go to your desk, Peter. Keep your head down. We'll catch up later. And then, of course, Ben goes in and he goes, so did I miss something? So you in there you see all freaking T'Challa's arts, how he captures people and all that, the expressions and stuff like that is amazing. I love it. You see the two stare downs I'm talking about? It's like they know each other for so long, they already know. You know what I mean? And then of course, Robbie Robertson is in there in the chair of all the meeting, and all that. And he's like, so what did I miss? Did I miss something? And he's like, you did, Ben. We've been informed that there is going to be some editorial reconstruction at the paper. I can't read now. Jonah didn't care for the changes. And he's like, and Ben's like, and how do you feel about them, Robbie? He's like, I'm 2 years away from making out my pension. And I feel that would be a good idea. He's like, sure, we all gotta have something to fight for. Mind if I ask the changes are? And he's like, there's an ever increasing number of complaints from advertisers about some of our more inflammatory content. Specifically, and I apologize for bringing this up today, they are uncomfortable with how dogged the Bugle is being while looking into the Stark terror attacks, and they really don't care for most of recent direction of coverage, which is like kind of on point with a lot of the stuff. Like if you're a wrestling fan, you kind of see some of that with Vince McMahon, who's not in the WWE no more, but whenever they went PG and stuff like that, when they used to the Attitude Era, they were always like almost swearing and stuff. It was raw, really raw. And then they kind of changed their thing. That's pretty much what they're trying to do here. And Jonah's not about that, you know. It's enough what they're going through. He's not gonna BS and soften up the news kind of thing. You guys know Jonah.
Oh yeah.
So skipping the rest of it, he said, so we're going to make some changes and behooves of both of boards and board ownership in general. And how do you think I feel about that? Ben says. Then we see the kingpin of crime. It's still there. With I forgot who the iPad guy is supposed to be. I can't get his name right now. Anybody who's in the chat, if you remember, let us know in the chat. But he says, please, at your good fortune, after all nature, allure a vacuum. He said, what's that supposed to mean, Mr. Fisk? And Fisk is like, Jameson, and now the paper needs a new leadership. You are obvious choice. So I suppose congratulations in an order, Mr. Parker. It seems you got yourself a promotion. And that is you want the job. That's if you want the job, of course. And then if you can, toe the line. And then you see everybody looking at him. And then Ben's looking at him with a weird smile. He just walks out. He's like, I'm out. Then he joins Jonah. And he's like, so what are we gonna do now? And Jonah smiles, and the elevator door closes. Now, of course, the next up we see some action, guys. A lot of people are like, where's the action? There was a little bit of it. You see Fisk going into a car and everything, attempting to go in a car, and blows up. So obviously he didn't go in because he was in the side. So things are heating up there when
Yep.
a green goblin, metallic and all, in a suit and everything, attacks them with a pumpkin bomb. See the eye patch guy, which I can't get his name right now.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I figured I knew, but I just don't remember.
Do you think, sorry to interrupt, do you think that Green Goblin might be Harry?
Oh, it's Harry. It's got to be Harry. This time, guys, it's going to be Harry. It's going to be Harry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Editor is not going to get in the way like Witcher and not make it Harry. You know what I mean? So, a bar with no name. Yeah, two got bar with no name. I guess it's still exist, but I don't know if they're all villains in there, but keep on keeping on. And you got Jonah and Ben. I guess I'll do the Jonah stuff. I guess people are liking the Jonah stuff. So um he's like, I'm not saying no, but are you sure that? He's like, I am. Jonah says, come on, Ben. We're both old enough to know the definition of insanity. So why would we quit one job and then turn around and do the same thing all over again? He's like, and Ben's like, the point is that this time it'll be different. And Jonah's like, okay, still, why? And Ben's like, can you think of a single other thing you're good at? And he's like, not really. You? And he's like, no, not anymore. And Jonah's like, we're gonna need a name. And Ben's like, we're gonna need a fire insurance. And he's like, sure, because two old men sat down at a bar and set themselves on fire. The news. I tell you, Parker, I've been doing this for 30 years, and all I know for sure is that it's a dirty business. And Ben's like, well, do it better this time. We'll do it right. And then Jonah's like, and what that look like doing it right? It's easy. We tell the truth. And Jonah stopped for a second. He's like, the truth? The truth. Yeah, he's literally laughing. He's
That's
like,
a good J. Jonah voice you're doing.
oh, thank you. I try. It's hurting though, but I try. I'm gonna lose my voice in the morning, but the truth. That's perfect. Thanks for that. And he's like, what? You don't agree? He's like, there are some things I like to believe in, Ben. That I'm not gonna die alone, and that there is such a thing as justice. But in this entire universe, there's only one thing I know for sure, and that there no truth in news and no news in truth. It's like I said, it's a dirty business. So how about this? We promise not to lie. And Ben says, sounds like a fair start. and then Peter comes in, and Jonah's like, hey, look who decided to join us. And Peter's like, I hope the two of you are enjoying yourselves. Everyone's running around the bugle like someone set the place on fire. And Jonah's like, it's what we do. And Ben's like, did you get caught up in any of this? And Peter's like, they gave Robbie the wheel, and he knows I do a good job, so I should be fine. The real question is, what are you two going to do? And Ben's like, we were just talking about that. We decided to start our own news business. And you want the job? Jonah says.
I wonder if that was
Peter's
a No Way Home reference. It's what we do.
It's what we do. Do you have any money? Peter says no. He says, that's a day too proud, Peter. Tonight I am a man who is right with the world. Think it over. Night, Ben. And Ben's like, night. And then Peter's like, Ben, I gotta know how you do it. He's like, what? How do you blow up your whole life in one afternoon and then just start a new one? He's like, Peter, my wife is dead. You're a grown man and have a family of your own. And given the opportunity, I just couldn't take being in an industry of compromise 1 minute more. Why wouldn't I do what I did? It's an easy choice. What's going on, Peter? And Peter's like, well, my wife is very much alive, and I am a family of responsibilities and exceeded professional bliss. I don't need that. I don't know that I can blow everything up just because I want my life to change. And Ben's like, Peter, no one's expecting you to join us. If you do, then that's great. And then Peter goes, I'm not talking about that. There is something else, which is kind of interesting. He's like, Ben's thinking, he's like, oh, you're an MJ. Because he's like, they're in trouble? Like, no. He's like, we're great. She's great. I think she deserves better than me, but she disagrees, which makes it even better. But it's just for the longest time, I thought something was wrong with my life. Ben, that something was wrong with me. I can't really explain it, but now I just know that I've been right all along, and I don't know what to do. And that whole thing he's been feeling is he was robbed of being a superhero. He was robbed of doing what his destiny was. You know what I mean? And it's like he feels it and stuff like that, which I love. Like he's Spider-Man without being Spider-Man without even knowing it. You know what I mean? Kind
Yeah.
of thing. And then Ben looks at him, like with a nice stare, like after he explains. And he's like, "You ever heard of saying inaction is action?" It's like, "Yeah, sure." Well, that's just garbage. Way of saying don't spend your life waiting for something to happen. Make it happen. Peter looks at him. "I love you, son. But if you're walking around half asleep, analyzing by analyzing by your own life, then wake up." Later on that day, Peter goes to his kids. He tells Richard it's bedtime and all that. And then he's reading a book. He's like, "But I'm up to the last chapter." And he's like, "But can I finish it?" He's like, "Depends on what you're reading." He's like, "The Tales of Two Cities and the original unedited all year round edition." He's like, "You're a ridiculous person. You know that, right?" He's like, "I know what you're complaining about, Dad. You made me this way, and I'm cool with it." So his son's a bookworm, just like his dad. You know what I mean? He's like, "Okay, fair enough. Then chapter, then bed. Good night, kiddo." He's like, "Night, Dad." And then he goes in. He's like, "Kids are down." And oh, so now what that means? And they're saying, so you're like, "Uh-oh, is it sexy time?" No, it's not that. It's not that. That's what it made it look like. No, she's drinking some wine, and she's like, "Bow, bow, bow, bow." And it's like he's like, "Spill it, mister." And he's like, "Ah." He's like, he's like, "I don't even know where to start." And she's like, "They quit the Bugle." He's like, "Yeah, they decided to start their own thing, and they did this in a 3 hour span of time. Total maniacs." And she's like, "The Momoria, I've never seen you uncle cry. It was." He's like, "Yeah, and sorry I was late, but after that and the work stuff, I felt like I should run by and check on him before I came home." And she's like, "If you didn't, you would have been worried all night." He's like, "Probably." And she's like, "And that would have just got in the way." He's like, "Of?" And he's like, "Of us talking about you, Peter. I know it's been a long day, but this morning," he's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, so what's going on?" And then he pauses. And then he says, "I don't want to say something and then not be able to take it back." And then she's like, "Well, that's just not how any of this works. But I do promise nothing's going to change how I feel about you or about us." So he's like thinking, and he's like, "I think I need a change." And she's like, "Hey, when I quit to start my own business last year, you were 100% on board. And I mean, sure, we've got bills and kids and it might be tough, but why would you think for a second that I wouldn't be behind you doing something else?" And he's like, "No, MJ, I mean, I need to change." She's like, "Oh, that." And he's like, "What do you mean that?" I was like, "What do you mean that too?" I was like, "Huh? Change what?" And she's like, "I know you, Peter Parker. You're an amazing husband and just lights out as a father. But you've been walking around for years with this cloud over your head. You put a good face on it, but you're not satisfied with who you are. And do you know what you have to do?" He's like, "I think so, yes." And she's like, "And are things going to change between us?" She's got a serious face. And he's like, "Never." So she's like, "Well then that settles it. I'm going to bed, and you go get him, Tiger." So we get our go get him, Tiger moment.
Oh man.
Go get him, Tiger. You know what I mean? He stinks. He looks at the bag. So there's something in the bag, as you see in the picture. He walks outside. He goes in, and boom, it shows what happened the night before. So everything during the day, he was thinking about this moment where it says last night. Big thingy right there.
Mm-hmm.
Big lightning off this box. And he's like, this Peter Parker, this is for Parker. That's what the thing's saying. And then boom, out of nowhere, an Iron Man comes up. And he's like, hello, this has gone as I hope. If this has gone as I hope, speaking with Peter Parker. And pretty much, I'm not going to go through everything that was said, but a quick synopsis. He's telling him everything that's been going on, how all the heroes, this evil being has gone and taken away the powers of all the heroes or stuff like, or whoever, you know what I mean, like undid the heroes for whatever reason, and took his ability to be a hero. You know what I mean? Of course, when he smashed the spider, he who shall not be named, that maker guy. That's pretty much what he explains in this, because Peter's like, oh yeah, of course you're the one who wrecked everything, and and he explains for 20 years and all that. The maker has been making his own council and all that, and ready to take over the world in his eyes and control everything, kind of thing. It's pretty much what he explains throughout this. If I miss anything, let me know, Tom. But yeah, I didn't want to go through that whole reading, but it's pretty much what he says. Then he tells him he got him the spider. He's got this little thing right here, which is the ball. This is now what's happening when he got up in the thing. And it says, these people stole your future. These people robbed you of your destiny. The question is, do you want it back? So he said he had a whole life. He was a hero. He did all his, what Peter was thinking in his heart for years. Like MJ was saying, he was always in the clouds and stuff like that. It's like he knew without knowing. And this little ball pops up out of the thing that he grabbed, a metallic thing, a futuristic thing, and a little vibe with the radioactive spider that's in there that's supposed to have bitten him. And then, of course, flashbacks of Ben going, looking at him going, then wake up. The little spider pops up. Peter's looking at it. Of course, back to MJ going, go get him, Tiger. And then, boom. The spider bites him. And boom. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, and of course, like I forgot to mention, in the whole thing, whole package, a mechanical suit that Iron Man built for him. It's in there, and that's why he's Spider-Man. And of course, it says it says the beginning. Doesn't even see it to be.
Yeah.
Right there, the beginning. And that's the end of that, man. Of course, in the next one, they show Ultimate Spider-Man 2, Ultimate Panther 2, and X-Men #1. That's with Peach Malco. So I can't wait to read that. But whoo! There goes issue numero uno.
Yes.
My man Tom, I've talked enough. What do you think of the whole everything? You know what I mean?
Man, I love the way Chichetto kept classic J. Jonah, grumpy and always saying Parker, but the wrong Parker. And man, having Uncle Ben live and then be like partners with J. Jonah and then Jonah like offering his tie to Peter and treating him like a son. I was like, what the heck? And then also seeing Matt Murdock as a priest. I was like, what in the world? And then seeing Norman, have died, and then see, obviously Harry taking up the mantle. Well, we're thinking it's Harry. It obviously probably is. Taking up the mantle as Green Goblin. I'm kind of curious though as to why he would go after Kingpin, but I'm thinking it's because Kingpin probably off to Norman. That's probably what happened. And then at the end, when I saw Tony Stark, I was like, whoa. At first, I didn't know who it was. I thought is this some other kind of Iron Man? I thought, is this the dead Iron Man that became the AI that, way back when? And then I found out it was Tony Stark, a younger Tony Stark. And then I was like, wow. But yeah, like you were saying, Peter, was grappling like Peter does with normal everyday life. And he knew subconsciously that what his destiny was supposed to be. And that kind of came full circle when, Iron Man appeared out of nowhere and reminded him, hey, this is what happened. So it's kind of almost like an ultimate what if, so to speak. But like I could probably see, the watcher watching this and just letting it unfold, probably because he knew that this was supposed to happen. And of course he can't interfere. So yeah, Chichero hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know if I could tell for you, I could almost tell you were gonna cry. And it did the same thing for me in a lot of areas in that story. I was just like, wow.
Yeah, like growing up reading Spider-Man for as long as we did, uh, I just like a lot of Spider-Man fans love this because like he touched every little thing, and you kind of could imagine um, all the moments that he would have had that he didn't, but you still saw that even without him being Spider-Man, he still had that thing of being a hero in him. You know what I mean? Even though he didn't get bit all those years, he knew there was something missing. It's like you don't know what it is, but it's something gone. You know what I mean? And now he's got a chance to do it as an adult. That
Mm-hmm.
he has a family, which we forgot to mention. He has a family. He's married, which is something like a lot of Spider-Man fans, which like that was never taken away. And then you got a few people. Oh, there you go for all you people who's mad about the whole marriage thing. There you go. He's gonna give you away. Oh, ho, 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 ho. There's some people talking trash about that, but we know what we like, and it had everything in here. The kids were cool and all that, so I can't wait for the story aspect of it. Um, Obviously, you didn't get a lot of Spider-Man here because there was a kind of the new origin story. You know what I mean? His origin,
Mm-hmm.
the new Ultimate Spider-Man origin story, and I enjoy that. This version of Spider-Man is pretty cool. I wonder where they're gonna go with it. Is all that stuff that happened in the past erased for good, or if they're gonna undo it and then this version is gonna poof away, or is this version good for good? They're for good. So
Hmm.
who knows? There's so many different scenarios they could go with it. Like you said with the Kingpin, where that goes. I just see people still the way they are, and then of course Harry Osborn, which is he's the Green Goblin. Come on, like I'll be surprised if he don't go there. Um, he's upset and all that. He's got the money, all that money and stuff like that. So pretty interested to see where things go and how things. And of course, it's Uncle Ben and not Mary he lost Aunt May, and it was not that long ago. It was
Mm-hmm.
because the events that happened and all the ultimate issues, which I want to read again. I kind of like zoomed through them because I wasn't loving them, but man, amazing start. That's the reason why people like it, especially Spider-Man fans or anybody who wanted to read Spider-Man but just not thinking the Zeb Wells run went into this is loving it. So they're gonna keep on keeping on it, and I hope it keeps continuing. Because we love Spider-Man, we love the street level stuff, and it's interesting how he's gonna juggle his life now with the
Yeah.
family and being a hero. You know what I mean? He's older, he's not a kid, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting with everything new, with of course Jonah and Uncle Ben having a new company and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and him working at the Bugle without them. You know what I mean? So I love it, and of course Robbie Robinson, he had to stay because of his pension kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's just I loved it. I love Jonah's little jokes and stuff like that, and I love doing his voice. So my throat hurts. It was a blast. So I'm gonna go ahead and grade it a 5. 2. You know what I mean? It should be 5 over 5 over 5. You know what I mean? It's like a 10, like it's a double. You know what I mean? It was excellent. The art was excellent. Loved it. And what do you grade it? I already know, but what do you grade it?
Oh man. If I had to go to like 0 to infinity, I would say infinity, but I'll give it a straight 5. Of course.
Yeah.
I'm sure if Sam were here, Sam would be like,
oh, he would love this.
He would love it, yeah.
He would love this. Like most Spider-Man fans, I can say like 99% or 98%, whatever, would love this. You know what I mean? And if there are people that didn't like John Comics a quiz, he said he didn't like it. It was cool that he didn't like it. You know what I mean? It happens. Like not everybody's gonna love it. You know what I mean? That's why we're here. You know, we're not gonna like everything. I'm sure there's some stuff he likes that I don't. But it was cool that he still gave him good grades. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's kind of like me, with John Stout. John Stout likes Batman, but
who?
I mean, I like Batman too.
Oh. Yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of it. We're an hour and 42 minutes in already. But these are 2 pretty thick books. I keep forgetting. You know what I mean? So fantastic book. And next week, I might as well talk about what we're covering next week. We're covering Amazing Spider-Man number 39. My solo. I believe Tom might have a variant. Who knows?
Nice.
The issue. And like you say, he had a variant. And then of course number 40. It's pretty interesting. See what's going on in there. Like I said, I went ahead and read like the gang war and this one, but I stopped there. So I can't wait to read both of them because I don't know what happened in this one because I kind of stopped because we were doing the shows again. So can't wait to the gang wars. The gang wars has been up in arms, and we're gonna cover number 2, guys. So number 2 comes out. We'll probably be almost done with the gang war, hopefully, and we'll add it to one of the things in the agenda at that time. So keep on keeping on. That's it for the reviewing. We are going on for. You still want to do the next? What we gotta have? You still want to do that?
What's that? What's that thing again?
40 minutes.
What is that?
Something.
What is that thing? What?
Something in the air.
Well, we gotta have. We know we want
it.
What is it?
What is it?
Some
show it. That beautiful sight. Woo!
No.
Yeah, so yeah, man, since I went a long time talking, I'm gonna let you go first if you don't mind. I'm gonna give you the floor.
Because I know Herm's gonna it's gonna blow me out of the water. We're gonna have to do a lot of big Herm blaming. So
I don't know about that, but you know what I mean.
So
I'll give you. I don't know if I want to give you just a solo.
Do a little. So this was my mini haul. Wasn't a whole lot from Wednesday. The new Spidey 2099 issue 3, Miguel O'Hara. Kind of a cool cover. Oop.
Nice. I didn't even pick any of those Miguel O'Hara books, man. I kind of wish I did. Now I'm gonna blame you. You talk about blaming me? I'm blaming you right now.
And then of course the new slot run, Superior Spidey issue 3.
Yeah, I stopped getting those. So let me know how you feel, how you think of that one.
Yeah.
Because I had to cut something. I ended up cutting that. Maybe I'll pick it up in a sale one day.
Yeah. And speaking of trying to search, for all the Ultimate Spideys, covers being sold out. So I was lucky enough to have found this cover. Speaking of that. Scarlet Spider.
Valley cover.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the same thing as the A cover, but Ben Riley's in it.
And then I got a really good deal. I would have had to have paid $30, but I paid half price for this awesome Marvel rookie card Venom.
Yeah, that one you showed me. I got the privilege of seeing that one. That was hot.
Yeah. And then I got a What If Dark. It kind of looks like a Venomized thing. I have
Yeah,
not read this.
nice.
Haven't read this before, so
Yeah, I have it, but I haven't read it neither. Interested
yeah.
in reading it.
I was just specking on the cover, so
Specking, bro? You specking?
yeah, specking. So yeah, kind of a short show and tell for me. So yeah, time to blame Herm.
Yeah, nice. That's still a nice. That was a nice cover and stuff like that. Spider-Man dunking on. I mean, Venom dunking on Spider-Man. That rude. Venom, you rude. Yeah, so yeah, I went. There was a sale on another. No, I hope my guy is not watching this, but there was a sale out in the Fourth World, out
Oh,
in Long Island. It's probably the most popular comic shop out here in the islands, and they're pretty damn good. They're a good shop. They had like a 20% off, 25% off sale, something like that. And I take advantage when that happens, cause I go get some supplies there and all that, and then I'll grab a few things while I'm at it. I think one or two things that I grabbed from Midtown, and then a couple of things that I grabbed from what you call it, somewhere. I can't even remember now. But real quick, of course, the issues that I got from Tales from Town City. This is actually the A cover. You know
oh,
what I mean? That's the A cover, and that guy looks like the guy we were talking about in the Ultimate Spider-Man.
mm-hmm.
And then this is the variant. This is one of the stories in there with the animals, which was my favorite part of the book. And then, of course, it came with all these stickers and all that. And I forgot to mention that in the on the
So
unboxing.
where did you get this from? Was it a Kickstarter?
It was a Kickstarter from This Make Comics. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Ingram, his Kickstarter. He has a whole team, artists and all that, inker and all
Mm.
that, and he writes these different books, and he gets all these finds all these artists and stuff to do his book and stuff. So
Huh.
yeah, man, it was pretty cool. They're pretty good reads.
Does
Worth
he
it.
have a website or something where you can get these, or
Now,
do you?
once you have to get them on the Kickstarter. When he puts up on a Kickstarter,
Mm-hmm.
that once it's over, you won't be able to get them unless he has extras, or when the next Kickstarter comes, he'll put all of them again so you could rebuy them and stuff like that. So
Cool.
yeah, or you could like get digital ones for cheap or something like that. There's always different plans he has. Which he's planning on doing a new project and stuff like that. So I can't wait for that.
Hmm.
Which is pretty cool. Pretty good reads. Yeah. So hopefully, like I have him like send you a couple of digital stuff, or if you go on there
Yeah.
and you support his Kickstarter, he can send you the digital stuff and we'll talk. But
Cool.
keep on keeping on. Um, Comic Time, the actual Comic Time, and Fire Guy came up with Crash Down. I
Oh yeah,
haven't
I
read.
saw that. Yeah.
I haven't read it. This is the C cover. I couldn't find the A cover because my dumbass forgot to pre-order it. But and they went on and promoted it and everything, and still, it's all good. But I was able to find the C cover. My shop gave me the C cover and stuff like that. So nice little. They sold out everywhere and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. They're probably gonna have reprints and stuff. Um, the second issue comes out next month, hopefully, and I made sure I got it. I hear good things about it, so I'm gonna read it and then tag them. Uh, you know, support people like that. You know what I mean? That's a book. When you come out with a book and stuff like that, it's pretty damn cool. Keep on keeping on. I know they got their haters, but it is what it is. Keep on keeping on. Ghost Machine #1. This was it originally says $4.99,
Hmm.
but it was $2.99 there, and of course I got the discount off of it. Um, I heard it's pretty good. I like the art on the cover and stuff like that. So
Huh.
I got
Is that
that.
is that a new series or one shot?
No, it's a new series. It's a new
Okay.
series. So they throw it on sale to support, I guess. And I keep on keeping on. I forgot to get all the other covers of this. But this is the second printing of issue #1 of Dracula from James Tynion. I
Whoa.
didn't pick it up at the time, so I missed out on the A cover. But this is the B cover. This is the reprint of the A cover, I think, or the B, or one of them. But I got one, and I picked up 3, 4, and 5 too. But I forgot where I put them. But had to get #1. James Tynion is one of my favorite dudes, man. So
I was thinking about picking that up. I kind of regret not having done that.
yeah, it's Dracula. James Tynion is my dude, so why not? Why not? Keep on keeping on. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning's Adventures. I want to get Ninja Turtles, something like that. Little sales, I picked them up. You know what I mean? Because I can't get everything all at once. It's expensive. But of course, Dynamite with Corella Deville. Corella Deville. Anything Dynamite throws when it comes to the Disney villains, they've all been pretty good. So I can't wait to dig into this one. And of course, this is
Oh. No.
The original series, I got all the issues, and I got the hardcover. But I had to get Batman 89 Echoes #1. This one I ended up getting through Midtown. So if I see a sale or something like that, I go to Midtown, get it, and then I have them send it to my Astoria location. So I could drive to that instead of going to the city. Whenever I pick up stuff like that, this is where I see. That's where I go. If it's anything that they throw a good sale on. Like I said, I can't get everything in my shop. Like I know he wants me to get everything there, but they be like, "You cheating at me with another shop?" But we're collectors, huh? Of course, the Mandalorian. Boom, 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 boom. This issue #8. I think this is season #3, or are they up to season 4? Or something like that. I keep forgetting which volume this is or which season. But there's everything that happens in the show.
Mm-hmm.
They redo it in the comics.
Yeah.
And it's fun to read, even though you've seen the show. It's fun to read. Of course, you have the sword. Keep the dark saber.
Dark saber.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So this is the way. So you gotta get the Mandalorian. You know what I mean? This is the way. And of course, I picked up at the Midtown too. The Secret Wars. This is a blame you actually. I think you picked up one of them, and you made me jealous, and I had to get it myself.
Hey, quit blaming. No.
Secret Wars, Battle War. So I got that. I found this one, which I was surprised I found because this one sold out everywhere too. And my man Chip. How do I not get a Chip Zdarsky Avengers book? But Avengers Twilight.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? This is actually another hot book out next to the Ultimate Spider-Man, and there's another one I picked up towards Midtown. No, this one I found at Fourth World, which is weird. And I was like, "Is this the reprint? Oh, it's already out." No, it's the A cover. It's the A cover, the original. And my fear, I can sleep easy. He does not sparkle, so I thought he was gonna sparkle. Twilight. Get it? Sparkle. Vampire sparkle. Well,
are you at the boys? No.
Oh man! So I had to get that. I can't wait to read it. I hear good things about it. And then I saw this. Fourth War had the Resurrection of Magneto, the foil cover.
Oh yeah. Oh whoa! Is that a foil?
I love foil. Sorry, I should have warned you. I know you're blind now, but
okay. Major blaming going on here, man.
So I had to get it. It was so gorgeous. I wasn't gonna pick the series up, but it is phenomenal. You know what I mean? So even the letters in the back is foil.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? So
love
it. He's resurrected, guys. He's not dead anymore.
Yep.
And keep on keeping on. This is why I'm like, are you sure you want to play? Because I might be here for a little while longer. But of course, me digging. No, make sure I put this in.
3 hours later. No.
3 hours later. Where's Anyway, Gang War Daredevil #1.
Oh yeah.
So I had
Yeah.
to pick it up. How did I not pick
Yeah.
this up? It's freaking Elektra's Daredevil. I love her. You know what I'm saying? In the
Mm-hmm.
Gang War. But like I said, I didn't think I was gonna like the Gang War. Well, I think I was gonna okay. I thought it was gonna be okay. I loved it. So now I gotta get the. I hear good things about the. I get some good things about the tie-in. So of course #2.
Yeah, I might end up getting the trade paperback that has the compiling them all when it comes out.
Yeah, yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. Just get the paper and read them all. Of course, I hear good things about this part of it. Luke Cage #1.
Oh
As you
yeah.
see, I got that in Midtown too. Luke Cage #2. So I got these on sale. They're like under $2. They had a big sale. Except for the third one. The third one was still new. So Cage #3.
Man.
Yeah, I got
You
that.
got
Of course,
3
what
for the
happened?
price of 1, man.
Almost, almost. And of course, we laughed about it. Shang-Chi, Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. We're gonna find out what's going on. Why it is.
I don't understand Shang-Chi in this storyline.
Yeah, well, he has his crew and stuff like that. Yes, we'll see. We'll see. And the last book, I got a couple other little things to show you. But last book, I saw this, and I was like, why not? It's The Colonized: Zombies versus Aliens by Ryan Moss. And Ryan Moss presentation is a
What?
trade. Well, not.
Huh.
It's a graphic novel actually, because it's not
Huh.
issues. It's literally a graphic novel of it. I don't know if it's like it ends there, but it says something about that the colonized explore the arrival of these strangely interwoven threats in the subdued town of Montana in the Carbon Falls Collective. Actually, Robinson is dealing with the passing of his father and the town's pushback against the attempt to create a full sustainable green town, as if circumstances were violate enough of craft full of alien explorers inadvertently reanimate the town's dead. Throws a rogue ATF agent into the mix, and let's just say this is bad time for the otherwise sleepy town to be cut off from outside world. A potential mix of horror, drama, black humor, courtesy of Chris Ryall, The Hollows, and Drew Moss, Thundercats. I
Hmm.
guess it's Drew Moss. Yeah. All right, Thundercats person that's gonna come. Thundercats, can't wait. So yeah, pick that up. I kind of like what I thought. One of the next few books I'm gonna read. You know what I'm saying? Even Tom is interested. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So that's that, and then like I'm not done yet. My
Oh.
lady, I wanted a Lorcana trading game cards just to check it out, and my lady got me a set. You know what I
Oh
mean?
wow.
So this is what Nick's been talking about and stuff like that. I know on my shop I started tournaments lately, so I picked that up. And then last but not least, because we gotta go soon, I picked up. I had to see a sale. It's the Legos. So I picked up Invincible. You know what I mean? And then Omni Man. Oops.
Huh. Oh
Picked up
wow.
both of these. They had a sale, so I had to get them. But wait, there's more. Of course, I picked up Supergirl. I don't know if I had a Supergirl, but I picked her up because I love
Huh.
me Carol Danvers. She's one of my favorite characters in DC. And then, of course, everybody's favorite in the MCU. Everybody keeps talking about him. You know what I mean? Our favorite devil of MCU,
Oh yeah.
Mephisto.
Mephisto.
And then, of course, last but not least, Spider-Man India
Oh wow.
from across the universe. Yeah,
Huh.
pretty cool, right? So I'm always picking up these. I kind of wanted to take pictures, but I didn't get a chance to
Is
throw this up Saturday kind of thing. But
is that
go
still
ahead.
is that series still going? The Spider-Man India?
No, that stopped. It was a 4-issue series.
Oh,
It was
okay.
pretty decent. I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. Stuff like that. But that's my blaming, guys. I hope the two that still remains in the that's watching us. We went for 2 hours. That's because we have two pretty thick books and the show and tell. So, man, my man Tom, you have anything planned this week, or you can't wait for our next show?
Well, looking forward to the next show for sure. I'm gonna have to grab some of those tie-ins too.
Yeah. You saw me. I'm all in with the times. Like they suckered me. So I waited for a little sale. Got it. Only one book was full price, but it was still on sale because they put a sale on top of that. But loved everything. Of course, next week we're covering again issue number 39 and issue number 40. Will be next week. And then we're gonna keep on keeping on. Same time next week, 1 p.m. East on Sunday. So we can cover these. The show probably won't go as long because it's not Championship Sunday. We talked a little bit about football in the beginning, and we talked a little bit of life about in the beginning. Talk about everybody who's doing shows, anybody in the PC Army. Check them out. The links are down below. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Ding, ding, ding that bell for notification for future videos. And, of course, before I leave this Wednesday, I'm back Whiplash Wednesday for the second week in a row. I'm doing an unboxing of PCP Army mystery box. This was from a while ago, and I waited a while for it, but now I got it. Now it took me a couple of weeks because I got it a couple of weeks ago, beginning of January, and we're in the end of it. And I waited to the end to do the show. But be back 6 p.m. East this Wednesday. Unboxing of that, and of course, that's today's. I don't have a thumbnail for next week, but you guys get it. You know what I mean? I hope everyone has a fantastic week. I hope everybody enjoys the games, which the first one's probably going to start. And keep on keeping on. Love you guys. Tom, thanks always for doing this with me.
Yeah.
Can't wait to keep going, digging into the gang war, which I'm probably going to try to read these two books again today. Well, at least the first one I read already, but I'm going to read it again. And the next one today or tomorrow. And then by the time next week comes, I'll read it I like to read it 2 or 3 times before we do this show. Till next time, peace out. Much love. Everybody, love you all. Thanks for joining me. Anybody who joined in the chats now. Oh, there you go. The balloons. Anybody who joined us now or anybody who joined us on the rewind, thank you so much. And for those of you who can't comment on this video on the rewind and let me know so I could try to get you guys in somehow, especially Brother Joe. He's been out of the chats. It kind of makes me sad. I love you, Brother Joe. Brother Joe!
Yeah.
Love you guys. Good luck, everybody, if you have your football teams. And until next time, station, much love. Peace out! That's like a remix of the PC. It's like